So I got some new buildings done. Been busy. Got to make some movies. Got to make more sets, and yeah, I thought I'd show some of them off. So right now I have four main ones built, or at least mostly built. This one still needs a little touch up at the bottom, uh, but most of these, at least the ones that I've made, are from these security boxes that I showed from a few years ago. These magnetic security boxes you'd put like video games or Blu-rays or like console controllers, things like that. Or they're these Tupperware containers. This one back here is a larger version of this one. So these were bought when a store went out of business and they were selling them, and we bought I think like 20 of them for $5. And then these were found at Savers. These are just little Tupperware containers that this one had a lid, and so did the other ones that were this style. This one didn't, but it didn't really matter. And this one actually I finished just yesterday. This right here is the tin of a watch that I got a few years ago, and I just had it in the box where I keep all the other containers, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. I wasn't even sure if I could use it, and I just put it on this box, this Tupperware container, just to see what it looked like, and it actually fit perfectly. And I just decided, why not cut, if I can get the thing on, hang on. So basically what I just did was that I held up, it's better on this side because I actually used a straight edge, but I held up this knitting grid up to the slant of the tin alongside the container, and then made a trace line, and then I cut it so that it could fit on, so that the mesh or the grid would fit right alongside the slant. And then the grid is a bit too wide to fit widthwise in the tin, and so I had to cut off the sides of the grid. And now, if I can do this with one hand, it just slides right on over, and it doesn't. I don't have to fidget with how far to the left or the right it is, just because the slant of the grid will basically fix it in place. And them being basically hollow on the inside allows you to put in either one of these push lights or these little finger lights that I bought at the grocery store. You can put them in these ones too, because the lid opens up. They are a bit more hassle to cut open or to get out and put back in, but it creates a really nice effect, either just a regular building, or maybe the whole building's on fire, or maybe it's in Hong Kong, it's all neon, so that would make a good Hong Kong display if you wanted. So, but just been tinkering around with this, and I think it looks pretty good. So I just got Kong the other day, and I thought I might as well talk about these figures. I got Godzilla back at the beginning of June, and originally on the Instagram post where I mentioned I got him, I had said I wasn't overly impressed with the figure, and by itself I still stand by that opinion. I might just be speaking from perspective of I already have 3 other versions of this figure, just the vanilla 2019, the burning, and then San Diego, the SDCC color exclusive, and now this. So I am a bit jaded when it comes to this particular figure, just because I have a couple other variations of this figure. But it's not without its strengths. I mean, the dorsal plates look really, really good. I mean, the coloration and the detail is really fantastic. The open hands are pretty great as well. I'm so glad we have this option, because this looks so good. They're so expressive. The jaw paint and the teeth paint could be better. And then on mine, at least, the left elbow, the left arm, it's pretty bad in focus, is a bit loose though, a bit looser than I would like. But overall, by itself, it's pretty just okay. But my feelings towards Godzilla changed when I got Kong yesterday. This is a really nice figure. I don't know how I feel about it compared to the NECA version. I think I like this one just a tiny bit better just because it is more expressive and it's in better scale. But this also is not without its faults. Its neck joint was extremely tight, and its left arm basically just falls right out like that, which isn't a big deal. I just have to pop it back in, which again isn't a big deal. It's just kind of an annoyance when Kong fights with his hands. So, and then the quad pieces, the thighs are pretty wobbly too. The axe is pretty good. I really like it a lot, but it doesn't fit in the hand as sturdily as I would like. And then also just the faces. I would like a growling face and a better calm face. I just like better, more accurate faces. But overall, as a couple, I think they look really good, actually. This is definitely a case of the two together are better than the sum of their parts, or something like that. I forgot what the saying is, but they definitely work really well together. I have Kong on an elevated display like this on top of a building on my display that I can post a picture of right now. But overall, individually, I'm not very enthusiastic about them, but together on a shelf standing next to each other, I think they do look really great. And if you haven't gotten them, definitely get them. Get both of them, although if you do want to get one or the other, I understand. But yeah, again, good figures on their own, just a little underwhelming for me, but together, I think they're pretty damn good, to be honest. One thing to mention too, their boxes are pretty damn awesome. I like how the coloration continues, and basically they're begging you to put these next to each other on a display of boxes. And I'm definitely going to be doing that because, I mean, this just looks really good. Like I said, the coloration continues from box to box, and this just makes a really great display just in and of itself, which is really great. Add some extra value, so good job on you, Bandai. So I just finished Dragon Ball, or Dragon Ball Z, I should say, and it was really awesome. It's taken me about 2.5 years to watch it, but that's just because I would watch like a season and then not watch it for 3 months, and then I would basically rinse and repeat. There's some hair on Vegeta's hair. And yeah, it's a pretty good show. I know it's not for everybody. Vegeta is definitely my favorite character, followed by Piccolo, and then probably Gohan, or maybe Tien. I like Tien a lot. Cell Saga was great. Buu Saga was a bit long. One thing about the Cell Saga, I was really surprised that they introduced Cell. Spoilers, I should say, and skip to this part if you don't want to listen to DBZ spoilers. But I was really surprised that they introduced Cell in the middle of the Android Saga, and that Cell was an android. I always thought that he was like Frieza and just an alien trying to fight Goku, but no, he's actually an android. I was really surprised by that, and when I saw the like gross, like the malted skin, I was like, oh, that's Cell. Did I skip like half a season or something? And lo and behold, I didn't. But I really like the Cell Saga. It's probably my favorite. The fight between Piccolo and Android 17 is so good. Like, Piccolo grabs 17 by like the belt, and then 17 reverses it, slams Piccolo into the ground, and then Piccolo reverses that, and then just slams 17 into the ground, and then oh, it's so good. It's such a good fight. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. I'll probably watch GT at some point, and I'm gonna check out a couple of the DBZ movies as well, even though they're not canon technically. I do want to see the Broly movie, the DBZ movie, as well as Cooler's Revenge, I think it's called. So yeah, pretty awesome show, to be honest. Well, I built this guy. I was initially gonna make this into like an Iron Man 3 style video where it would just be the base model kit without the armor bits, and then I would basically in Iron Man 3 style put the armored pieces on in a video. Didn't turn out that way. I didn't know how to do it, so I mean it's not like I can't just make this later with a different model kit. So yeah, it's a really nice kit. It's the Master Grade Barbatos, which is definitely my favorite Gundam design, with my favorite Gundam weapon, the sword. It's a really awesome kit, taller than I thought. So if you're into model kits and Gundams and Iron-Blooded Orphans, I definitely recommend you get it if you haven't already.
That's crispy.